This is one of the best episodes of Invincible. It is absolute cinema. Like, it's literally one of the best episodes in this series. Like, has one of the greatest and bloodiest fights in this series. This was so insane. Like, as a comic reader, like, I wasn't really like sure what to expect. I figured, oh, it's gonna be pretty much like a near one-to-one adaptation of the fight in the book, but no, this was really well done. Like, it was just insane. So let's just talk about it just a little bit. Before I begin this video, if you guys are interested in supporting me, feel free to click the link down below. We have a bunch of cool prints, we have a bunch of cool tees, original designs and such. But if you guys want to purchase an Invincible print like this, it's also linked down below. If you guys want to support me and whatnot, any support means the world to me. We're a small brand, small business. But if you don't see the Invincible print on there, feel free to purchase any one of the prints. And on the comment section when you're checking out this type Invincible print, and we should ship it out to you with that shameless promo. Let's get straight into the video. This was really well done. And before I say anything, I just want to admit, when the team behind Invincible said we can't release more than a single minute of the episode for fear of spoilers, they were not joking. They were not joking when they said this is probably one of the best episodes, and it spoils so much purely due to the fact that they change up the fight entirely. It does a complete 180. It's pretty much a 1-to-1 accurate depiction of the fight that happened in issue 62 to 65, but with a lot of subtle changes, with a lot of notable changes. The thing I like about the show adaptation of the comic book is the fact that they tend to add more depth and leeway. They have a little bit more leeway to the story, as in they're able to like spend proper time developing some of these characters, giving proper backstories. It is really nice. We got to see more character depth for Conquest, which is something that didn't really happen in the comic book, because if you guys have read the comic, or if you haven't, Conquest is pretty much a one-dimensional villain. He's just evil just for the fun of it. Like, he doesn't care. He's just in it for the love of the game, and I really do love that aspect. However, the thing I like about this show is they gave him a reason as to why he's straight up evil. Yeah, he's still evil, but at least he gives a reason why he's evil, and it makes it even more ominous and calculating how cold of a villain he really is. And the fact that they got Jeffrey Dean Morgan to voice him is amazing. It's pretty much the ultimate Glenn versus Negan rematch that we've all been waiting for like a decade. So for those of you that are big Walking Dead fans and have always hated the fact that they killed off Glenn, well, you got your wish. Glenn won, kind of. But we'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, I just really love how they're changing things up. And straight off the bat, kicking off with the episode from last week, they just jump straight into the episode. There's no talking in between, just straight hand throwing. You can see Mark is getting his ass whooped. This is probably the hardest battle he's ever had to fight in. And you can tell Mark is absolutely struggling. And when he tells him, wait, when he tries to talk no jutsu on Conquest, Conquest says, I do not give a fuck what you're saying. Please resist. If this was another Viltrumite, anyone else besides me, I don't care about any of that. I just want to let loose. I thank you for pissing off the Viltrum Empire, because it's not often I get to have such fun and delicacy. Like, my name is Conquest. I am here to conquer. And it's just so funny to me that Mark tries to talk some sense into this unstoppable force of nature, thinking, oh yeah, this is definitely gonna work, because it's always worked with a bunch of other villains. Yeah, definitely. No, in this fight, Mark is set to his absolute limits. He has to use everything. His fist, his legs, his mouth, everything. And it's just so insane. And when Oliver jumps in to try to help his brother, I kind of felt squeamish when Conquest was grabbing Oliver and said, you know what, I can feel your bones breaking. Ooh, it's gonna be so fun to watch your body like, yes, it just made me feel really squeamish. Also, when Oliver said, get ready for SmackDown, Conquest is like, nope, and just body swapped him. He gave him the biggest bitch slap of his life. He knocked some sense into Conquest. And to give you a wider view of how bad their battle was, the entire fight between Mark and Conquest took place throughout the entirety of the East Coast of the United States. Yes, one single punch from Conquest was able to shatter the city that they were in, because Conquest is nothing like Nolan. He doesn't care. He doesn't hold back. He is ruthless. And if he wasn't testing himself, if he wasn't playing with his food at the very beginning of the battle, he would have folded Mark with ease, but he wanted to have fun. And it's just so crazy to me that he has this type of mentality that I don't really care. I just in it for the love of it. So please keep fighting. But like I said, the fight with Oliver and Conquest, that made me feel like a little bit squeamish. That was kind of disgusting. And Mark really has to lock in, because Conquest is unlike anyone he's ever fought. He's using him as like a body shield to kill civilians. He straight up pulls an Omni-Man from season 1, but even worse. Instead, he uses Mark's body to like wipe out an entire city. He's just going around through building through the beach, using him as a shield to slaughter all these innocent people and to destroy countless buildings. You can just feel the raw emotion in it. It was just so brutal. And when Mark is fighting and trying to get stronger through rage, Conquest is like, shut up, it's not how this works. I'm the one who dictates the rules around him. What I say goes, and you're not gonna win this fight, so please continue. And you know what the great thing about this fight was, is that they actually showcase Adam Eve's abilities. This is completely different from the comic, due to the fact that in the comic she just shows up, gets washed, and she comes back to life essentially. But here, no, they actually give her more depth, and they show her going toe to toe with one of the strongest Viltrumites. And it's really cool how she uses her powers to freeze the air or change the air density like around Conquest. And Conquest, he's getting a little bit roughed up, but not really. Once he notices Eve is struggling to use her powers, he starts to get a grip and say, you know what, this is kind of fun. I like you, kitten. And that's when you're like, holy shit, what did he just say? And he like absolutely dog walks Adam Eve, uses his knife as a blade and just jabs it in her stomach, rips her face in half, and says, damn, I hope this motivates you, kid. I want a good fight out of you. And this is when Marcus gets super enraged. And I do love the fact that when Conquest is choking Mark out, here specifically, this was not in the comic whatsoever. Not a lot of stuff that happened was not in the comic when Conquest was emoting like halfway in the fight to Mark, blowing a kiss. That was not in the comic. When he starts telling him, I feel so lonely, and he goes into a speech about how he feels, you can tell, holy shit, this guy is mentally insane. Like, what is this? This was never actually in the source material. So I do love the fact that they're giving Conquest more of a sinister type of vibe. It makes her feel very uneasy. When I was watching this, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, damn, if I saw this dude choking me out with one arm, I would be scared shitless. I would just want to end it right then and there. It feels a lot more sinister for what they did to his character. And overall, this was such a brutal fight. Like, blood was spewing everywhere. Anytime Mark tried to land the punch, his bones would shatter, his legs would shatter. Also, the cool thing about the fighting in this episode was Mark was actually using his legs. When his arms gave out, he started using his legs. When his legs gave out, he started using his mouth, and then he started using his head. And when he ended Conquest by pummeling over and over, that was one of the bloodiest scenes in the show ever. Yeah, the last season he did something similar to Action, but not really. Here, he gave it his all. He was not holding back. He straight up tells Conquest, die. Just please fucking die. It is just insane to me, the levels that like Mark had to go to. Unlike your traditional superhero who would probably hold back, who would probably use some type of moral justification, here Mark pretty much just throws out the window and says, holy shit, I have to fight like a Viltrumite. I cannot fight like a human. So the battle instincts that were happening back on Thraxa, when his father tried to instill on him, fight like a Viltrumite, do not fight like a human. Here, he pretty much got that lesson where he had to use his Viltrumite side and like let his rage and his lust for battle take over, and it was just so freaking insane. Overall, this is probably one of the bloodiest fights, one of the cruelest fights, because they made Conquest 1,000 times scarier. I like this episode. Like I said, bloody. It was amazing. Super thrilling. And yeah, what did you guys think about it? Is this a great way to end the finale? Because to me, this is a perfect way to end a finale. It was amazing. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on my next one. So peace, and don't feel lonely. Yeah.